If you're serious about when to upload D&D stuff, we could call it like dumping D&D.
Dumping D&D.
My idea I had was peeing in the bowl.
D and dumping.
D and
Dumping D.
Dumping D.
It sounds kind of dirty, but
yeah, it does.
At the same time, it sounds kind of clean.
Dumping. Yeah. Dumping.
Go check out our podcast.
Dumping.
Dumping
and dragons.
Dumping and dragons.
Dumping and dragons.
Dumpins and dragons.
Dumpins and dragons. Dumpings and dragons.
We have a winner.
We have a winner.
Dungeons and dumps. No.
Hello and welcome back to the No Dumping Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us today. A little bit of a backstory. We actually recorded a podcast, 2 days ago?
Yeah.
And
Monday.
yeah, it decided to kill itself.
Like my uncle.
God
Rest
dang.
his soul.
R.I.P. that guy.
Yep.
Anyway, today I'm joined by my co-hosts, Dalton
Hi.
and Andrew.
Was
How's it hanging?
loose.
It's hanging
Footloose.
low and to the left, you know what I mean?
Did you get that looked at?
Guys, I'm so upset because the previous episode was fire. Like, it was actually really good. So funny.
So far, it burnt the fire.
So fire, it decided to stick and burn my hard drive, apparently.
Yeah.
What have you guys been, So, earlier, get off your phone. It's
does it
causing
every
feedback.
Is it?
Yes, whenever you're, texting. Like, whenever it's sending out a signal.
Oh, it should be. I was just looking at a picture.
I literally saw that you were texting it.
I said I was looking
Yeah,
at a picture.
we were both snooping, and we both saw.
Yeah, I know. All you snoopers.
Okay, anyway, stay off your phone. Okay, so, Dalton, earlier before we started, when you first got here, you said that something happened today.
Cocaine.
And you said and you said that it was something that you needed to rant about. So,
Oh.
what are we ranting about today?
Stinking traffic.
Traffic? Okay, go for it.
Stinking Pellissippi Parkway. Right when you get on it, there's that little turn. I don't know if y'all know, right after Kingston Pike, there's that little turn. Everybody slams on their brakes.
Yep.
And we start going 10 miles per hour over a freaking turn.
Sounds about right. I wish I could see his face. He's just dumbfounded.
It's a turn.
Yeah?
Go 60. Go the speed limit, not 10 miles per hour. It's not going to kill you.
Bro's out here doing NASCAR on every turn. He's like speeding up into
It is-
the turn.
no,
Wait,
this
it is
morning-
it is freaking Toyota Tacoma.
Yeah.
He's freaking hitting those curves at 90. He's like,
You should see the Sonic.
Dalton is in every way, shape, and form always coming in on two wheels.
I hit the Sonic at 115 this morning.
115.
Yeah.
Goodness.
I was late for work.
Oh, I didn't know if we were talking speed limit or time. Like, you were like, yeah, man, I go get me a Coney at 115, bro.
What's a coney?
Yeah, I'm
a hot
kind of
dog.
scared. Oh.
What?
never-
Explain?
They're called Conies.
I've
No.
never in my
They're
life.
called hot dogs.
Listen,
Yeah, but some people call them Coney.
you know where my mind went when you said conies? Drugs. Like, rolling a cone. Smoking a cone.
Smoking a cone? What are you getting some Dippin' Dots?
Smoking a cone like a bowl.
Dude.
Ooh,
Dippin' Dots.
Dippin' Dots.
Should've got some Dippin' Thoughts. You said you got stinking
Did you say Dippin' Thoughts?
Dippin' Dots.
It's like a pool out back of a pimp's house. Dippin' Thoughts.
Bet.
Sounds
Sorry.
more like a country thing with the dip. I
Oh,
like my dip with my thoughts.
I like my... that's a way more clean version than I went with.
I did the bucket and everything. Yeah, I had to clean it up a little bit.
I had to clean it up a little bit. Hey, this is a family podcast. It's definitely not.
Sorry, guys.
If you're under the age of 18, please don't listen. Click off now.
No, speed.
Yeah.
Speed.
Yeah.
If you're under the age of 18.
Yeah.
Because then you can't get tried as an adult.
Exactly.
That's dang straight. Listen,
You might get your license pulled away, but
I had a friend of
well.
mine today. She got pulled over, right?
oh,
Nice.
she's been hanging out too long with you.
A friend of mine got pulled over. And,
Who?
yeah, that's right. Redacted information. She got pulled over today for running a stop sign. But she didn't run the stop sign. Like, the cop was just, like, getting up on her case about it for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Horrible person. You gotta stop and wait for it to turn green.
Stop sign.
The stop sign.
He's been out here, what it was, rolling a cone or whatever you all said.
Rolling a cone.
Waiting on the stop sign to turn green.
Smoking a cone, baby.
I mean, it always turns yellow, but it never turns green.
It always...
Hey, if it's yellow, it's still mellow.
Hey, that dang straight it is.
Yeah, my fellow.
Yeah. Oh, did this just turn into, like, a Stoners podcast?
Welcome to 420 dumping.
Welcome to 420 dump.
It's always 11:11 around here, folks.
What? Define 11:11.
Bro, that's when you smoke pot and make a wish. When the clock strikes 1111. It's a real thing.
Interesting.
I knew the 11:11, but not the weed.
This episode's just going to be titled Drugs. Isn't it?
I can't put that as a title. We'll get demonetized.
It's a 5-pointed leaf.
You were telling us a story about the stop sign. Were you finished? I feel like we cut you off.
Oh, no, that was it.
Oh, okay.
She just ran a stop sign and got pulled over.
No, that was the stop sign. We didn't cut him off.
So I've got a pretty funny story about getting pulled over.
All right,
we
let's
had-
go right into it.
All right, we had these fundraisers at my school as a kid where you would sell donut coupons, and it was like free Krispy Kreme dozen donuts.
Ooh.
They weren't really free though because we were selling the coupons. But either way, we had a whole stack of them in the back of my parents' what's the flap called on the back of a seat? Like the pocket on the back of a seat.
Yeah, the pocket.
Yeah.
What's the flap?
The kangaroo pouch.
With the
back of the
flap.
seat.
I was just going to call it the seat flap.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. So I reach into the seat flap and I pull one of these bad boys out as the cop's walking up because we just had them taking them with us until we got to the church because my parents always picked up donations. Anywho, he walks up to the window and I've just got my nose and all my grummy fingers pressed up against the glass with the coupon, just waving it at him you want this big boy? And my parents are like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm going to bribe him.
It's like, I'm going to sweet talk this boy to getting out of this ticket.
Yeah, I got beat that day.
Straight up. I bet you did.
I did.
Yeah. Freaking, I would have beat you. You kidding me?
Wait, by the cop or your parents?
Very, very important distinction.
He didn't answer.
By my parents.
So,
That's less than anything.
so
I
this,
about said it.
yeah.
It's too edgy.
This one time, we were out near Norris Lake. So out there in the country, there's not a lot of stuff going on out there. We stopped at a gas station, and at this gas station, we're filling up, coming back outside. What are we looking at right now?
Oh, I was just seeing Presley get online.
Anyway, so we're at this gas station, and we see a pig, an actual pig,
Yeah.
running down the side of the road.
Like the oink oink or
Yeah.
the...
Okay, a pig. A pig that you make bacon out of, running down the side of the road.
Not a hog.
Right?
Like
so,
pop bacon or?
No, real bacon.
Turkey
Okay.
bacon.
Shut the frick up right now. No, so this pig's running down the side of the road, and at that gas station, I think that thing is still a little too close.
That's what she said.
Anyway, so this cop there was a cop sitting at the gas station. I walk over to the police officer, me and some of my buddies, and was like, hey, I don't know if you guys need to call animal control or something, but there's a pig running down the side of the road. And it was a woman cop, and the woman thought that we were calling her a pig because she was a police officer. So we were like, hey, there's a pig running down the road, and then she puts down her walkie-talkie and was like, excuse me? And we were like, there's a pig running down the side of the road. And she was like, what do you mean? Getting very defensive about it. And we were like, a pig, running down the side of the road. It was like, you need to get a hold of animal control and take care of that before someone hits that thing. And then she was like, oh, okay. And then turns to her computer and calls animal control. And literally, she thought we were calling her a pig.
Should have when she turned around and be like, pigs these days, absolutely useless.
Be like, God, these pigs.
Oh, man.
That would have been too
One's
bad.
running down the road. One's not listening to me.
Yeah, it was bad. But literally the whole time she was so offended, and I was like, oh, sorry. And then it wasn't until later that I realized why she was getting offended. I was like, oh, she thinks I was calling her a pig.
Oh man, I've got a great story about getting pulled over. So I'm driving home from church with my ex, taking her to her house to drop her off. And I kept jostling the car back and forth, like trying to throw her into the door every time she looked at her phone, just being an absolute pest.
Yeah, being a nuisance.
Yeah, I never grew out of that phase where you like the little boy picks on the girl on the playground because he likes her.
Yeah.
I'm still there. So a cop pulls us over because he thinks I'm drunk driving. So he comes up and he gets to the window and he sees us, like me in a suit and her in a pretty like white dress and everything. He's totally caught off guard because he's expecting like somebody like out of it. And he was like, "Where are y'all coming from?" And I was like, "From church." And he was like,
"We're out of it."
But he was like, he was like, "I was worried y'all were drinking tonight." But he said, "I guess you weren't drinking if you were at church." I said, "No, officer, it was a good communion tonight."
Oh, did you actually?
I did. And then the second the words left my mouth, I was like, "Why did I do that?"
Yeah, you're freaking done for.
He started hee-haw laughing, though. He thought it was great. And he was like, "You can go on ahead." So
that's great.
Thankfully, he was a champ and didn't make me walk the line because I would have tripped because I was nervous and been taken to jail.
So, another on that line, me, I would have tripped. Imagine getting arrested in front of the girl that you're trying to impress.
Over communion.
Yeah, over a communion service. Anyway,
Amen.
so me and my cousin were in the car, and we were riding around in Arkansas.
Oh, you and your cousin in Arkansas.
Shut the frick up. It's a he.
Oh, the story gets even spicier.
Okay, so me and my cousin are riding around Arkansas, and it's like 1:00 in the morning. We were coming back from, honestly, I don't remember where we were, but we were heading back to the house from whatever we were doing that night. And we get pulled over, and as we're getting pulled over, I'm like, okay, like I was driving, so I was like, okay, so it was also like winter, so it was freezing outside. I roll down the window, like cold air's blasting in. He's like, oh, license and registration. I'm like complying with everything, and he was like, you guys been drinking tonight? And then I was like, no, sir. And he was like, oh, okay, well, I saw that you guys were swerving around back there, and I was like, oh, this car just sucks. Like the alignment's off. And he was like, oh, okay. He goes back to the car, goes back to his squad car, comes back with my stuff, hands it to me, and he was like, all right, I'm going to let you guys off on a warning. And then he, like, looks over at my cousin in the passenger seat, and he was like, anything, like, are you packing anything to declare? And he said, just drugs and alcohol. To the police officer, just drugs and alcohol. And I was like, I look over and I was like, you better shut the frick up. And, like, trying to mouth it to him. And then the officer, like, was like, pardon? Like, what'd you say, boy? And I was like, we're freaking dead. It's like, I'm getting arrested because of my idiot cousin. And he walks over to the passenger side and, like, makes him roll down the window. Like, and I saw the fear just shoot over my cousin's face. He was like, I'm a dead man. He was like, I'm getting arrested. I'm going to get put in handcuffs, and he's going to pat me down to make sure that I don't have any drugs on me. So, like, he comes over to the side. He, like, puts his flashlight on him. He was like, that was a funny joke, boy. And then just turns the flashlight off and walks back to the squad car. And then literally my cousin looks over and he was like, I was seconds away from crapping my pants.
That's amazing. So you watched, you got together with a man in uniform and your cousin in Alabama. It's an interesting story.
I'm going to kick you in the face. Don't make me hit your... Oh, you don't have the nuts with you today.
All right. Do explain that joke. The last time we were doing the podcast, they were like, bring some snacks. And me not thinking, I bought a giant container that I bought at Sam's of mixed nuts. And before we started the podcast, I realized, like, oh, these are allowed snacks. So I looked at Eric, and I was like, is it okay if I keep my nuts on the table during the podcast? And I was like, oh.
Meanwhile, my sister was in the back of the room listening to the podcast. He's like, yo, you mind if I keep my nuts on the table?
I meant my pistachios.
Speaking of nuts, you boys ever use the Manscaped products?
Sponsored by Manscaped.
I freaking wish. I wish I was sponsored by Manscaped. I mean, look at this boy.
Is this where we're going
Yep,
right now?
where we're
3
going.
dudes in a room talking about shaving her.
I mean, that's not too intimidating, right?
Put your vibrator away.
No, freaking.
Well, that got intense. All right, we're going ASMR here. What's happening?
He said, POV, you're at the barber.
Wait,
I apologize for anyone with sensory issues.
just think about this, Andrew.
Yeah.
If he uses that for what he's saying he's used it.
Oh,
He
never.
just put it on his mic.
Thanks,
Never
straight.
touch your face to the microphone. Oh. Are you going to leave this section in the podcast?
I don't know. Probably. I mean, if it's funny,
Oh, my God.
take a poll.
All right, well, that's
Take
the,
a poll.
the
Take
edgy moment for the
Rated
day.
16 or rated 18?
18 plus. It's a cut one. Got to give myself a verbal mark of where to cut.
Oh, my God. Okay. Well,
I mean, if we really want to milk this for comedy, boys, I can talk about some of the shenanigans that I got into on a previous snowboarding trip.
okay.
Oh, no.
I've got a story for after your story, but you go ahead.
So, this past winter, I think it was like after. It was either a couple days before Christmas or a couple days after Christmas. A couple guys, we get together and we decide, hey, we're gonna go snowboarding. I had never been snowboarding before, but I longboard, so I was like, oh, surely it can't be that hard, right? So I hop online. I was in charge of like booking the Airbnb, making sure I knew where we were staying, and I was the driver all week.
Wow.
Okay, so we took Christian Farmer's mom's Chevy Tahoe, big old SUV, loaded with all of our gear. We drive up to North Carolina because I think we went to Sugar Mountain, North Carolina. We get up there, we get to the Airbnb, we change, we get ready, we go straight to the slopes. On the slopes, the first day, I'm talking awful. We got out there, we looked like a bunch of drunk toddlers, like sliding around. Listen, we get up to the top. So like the levels of the slopes is like there's like the bunny slope, there's the green circle, like so on and so forth. Blue square,
Yeah.
blue diamond, black diamond, stuff like that.
Yeah.
On the green one, so like the second intermediate, we get up to the top. Like take the ski lift up. I get my boots like hooked into my bindings. I'm ready to go. Right. Keaton Phillips was there. So the group was me, Keaton Phillips, Christian Farmer, George Russell, Logan Hendrickson. Right. We get up there and I start going down. I've never done it before, but I longboard, so I know how to maintain my balance, but I've never snowboarded before. So I start hauling tail. Like, I'm talking moving down this mountain. And Keaton Phillips, he's done it before, so he's, like, keeping up with me right next to me, and he was like, I thought you said you'd never done this before. And I was like, I haven't. And he was like, you're doing great. And I was like, I don't know how to stop. And we're getting close to the end of the slope, like where all of the people are standing to get on the ski lift, and I'm going like 30 miles an hour.
No way to stop.
Like, so listen. So Keaton looks up and he sees that we're getting close to like me destroying someone's life at the bottom of this hill, and he's like, "You need to fall." And I was like, meanwhile, we're both side by side. He's like,
Yeah.
"You need to fall to stop yourself." And I was like, I'm going 30 miles an hour right now. I'm not going to fall. And he was like, you have to. He was like, either turn your board like against the snow and slow down, or you're going to have to fall. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try the second option, or the first option. I'm going to try to like turn my board and slow myself down. Okay. I go to turn my board and it gets lodged into the snow. It just throws me forward.
Ooh.
I'm talking, it hits that thing. I went wham, just right onto the snow.
Ooh.
And I did like 3 or 4 flips. It was like, and then Keaton's just like, dude, are you okay? And I was like, self-check, and I was like, I think so. And then that was just the first day.
So it cushioned real good?
Christian?
No, it cushioned you?
Oh,
Like, you
it
get hurt?
cushioned. It,
Cool.
because we went during
Did you look like the Michelin Man?
No, I wasn't like puffed out.
It's unfortunate.
But we went that night. We did what was called the Twilight Ski, which was like from like 6 p.m. to 11:30 at night. Like snowboarding at night is a whole different world. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. Just try it naked.
And because
Skinny boarding.
and because we're on the mountain, because we're on the mountain in December in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Like, they blow snow, like man-made snow onto the mountain. and the snow coming down from the sky, and with how cold it is up there, the snow would turn into ice. So when we went up there, we were pretty much ice boarding.
Is it just like shooting chunks of ice at you by the time it gets to you, or are they?
What do you mean?
Oh,
No,
you mean the
not the
ground
big-
turned to
the
ice?
ground,
I thought
not
you meant the snow coming out of the thing was turning
No.
to ice before it got to you, and I'm like, oh my god.
Oh no, that was a whole nother thing. It's like
Yeah.
like everything on you
Yeah.
is hot because of your body heat.
Yeah, it is.
So everything that you're wearing is like hot because of your body heat, and then like you go past a snowblower, all of that snow like goes on you and then melts because you're hot, and then
Yeah, yeah.
3 seconds later, because you're going 20 miles an hour down a mountain and it's like 4 degrees, it immediately turns into ice. So by the time you get to the bottom, you're just like this giant icicle. You just waddle off to the
Walk up, you're like, I'm iced tea.
yo, what's up?
Beautiful.
And then so I think it was
Yeah, because he had his arms out in a T-pose, like you just froze.
Yeah.
My mind immediately was like, iced tea. I pity the fool go down my mountain. I pity the fool.
God dang. Is this really what we're
I feel like Michael when he's like, have you seen the Chris Rock impression?
Yes.
Sorry, continue.
I've got the keys. And then I think it was the second or third night that we were there. Because like we had been just going down the green, like the easiest one to go down. And then Christian was like, "Guys, we can't leave this mountain today and just been on the green." It's like, we're going down the blue square, which is like 2 steps below the black diamond.
Oh, God.
So all of us are like, and Logan Hendrickson, he was having the worst time like getting the hang of it. So all of us were like, okay, well, if Logan agrees to go down the blue square, we'll go down. And then, so like he's like, yeah. Like, I don't know how. Did you just fart?
I was hoping no one would notice.
No, I heard it. I felt it. I felt it like shake the ground. God dang.
Your story.
So
It's like the fifth one.
Logan agrees to go up the blue square, and we were all like pretty surprised at that. So all of us we get in line. Yeah. We get in
Sure
line,
you
we
are.
get on the lift, and it's taking us up. And I'm talking like, I thought that we had gotten on the wrong lift, because the lift for the blue square, it literally took us to the top of the mountain. Like to the peak of Sugar Mountain. And I'm like, we have gotten ourselves in way too far. Like, I'm pretty sure we got on the wrong lift, and now we're staring down the barrel of the black diamond.
Nice.
And so we are all, there's like all of us, like me, George, Logan, Christian, Keaton, we're all standing at the peak of the mountain looking down, and we're like, this is where we die. And then Christian goes, no half cents, and then just freaking goes off. Christian, mind you, is the only one of us on skis, not a snowboard.
Wow.
The rest of us were snowboarding. He was on skis, so he just looks at us, puts his goggles on, and he was like, no half cents, boys, and then just
Was he the one
sends
that
it.
was like good at snowboarding
Oh, yeah.
and skiing? Okay.
Well, no, Christian was good at skiing.
Okay.
Keaton was good at snowboarding. The rest, like me,
See, I want to
George,
try both.
George, and Lo. We're going
At the
again.
Same time.
We're going again this winter.
Same time.
Do you guys want to?
2 snowboards.
No, for real.
I might. Yeah.
Do you
I'd
guys
it.
want to come
I wouldn't mind.
on
yeah.
this year's snowboard trip?
Yeah.
Yeah. Stay tuned for the Christmas snowboarding special, guys.
Facts.
Yeah.
I broke my leg.
This is like, hey guys, my freaking leg is broken.
No, come in here. You have to roll me in.
Come.
So what happened after the full send?
So he get like after after Christian launches himself off the edge, the rest of us are just like standing up at the top, looking at each other like, well, the only way is down, because like you can't take the lift back down, because like the lift is constantly moving, so you can't take the lift back down. So the only way down is obviously down the slope. So like and it's like nighttime. So we were doing the twilight ski again, and it was like the snow was turning into ice. So the way that this one went, it went down a little bit and then flattened out and then curved.
Was it actually the Black Diamond though?
No, it was the
Okay.
blue square.
Wow, that's rough for a blue square.
Yeah, so it went like straight down and then flattened out a little bit and then went down again and then curved in like a serpentine S and then and then went to like this giant, really wide, just downhill slope with like jumps and
That's cool.
stuff like that. So we get going. Like the first time that we went down, all of us were terrified. Well, me, Logan, and George were like iffy about it. Keaton, he was fine. Obviously Christian was fine. He had done stuff like this before. So we get up, and like we're taking our time. We're like just going through it, not trying to go too fast because we don't know how steep it gets. And dude, I'm telling you, it was one of the most terrifying things in my life. Like, when you get on that blue square, you have to go a little bit faster than you normally do, because there are people who are like legit snowboarders and skiers going like 40 miles an hour past you. So like you're going down and you just hear foo, foo.
Yeah, this is their easy run before the Black
Yeah.
Diamond.
Yeah, this is like their practice run before they get up on the Black Diamond, and it's just like woo, 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 and you're just sitting there like freaking A, dude, and you're freezing your balls off.
Nice.
And and then by the time, and I felt so bad, like I witnessed this happen, right? And from their perspective, like they told me what it looked like from their perspective. So George and Logan are like riding next to each other. George is going a little slow, so Logan comes up behind him and like accidentally like hits his board. And when he hit his board, Logan turns around and he's now going backwards down the mountain, looking at George. And then George, like his board went into the snow, and George flips and hits Logan.
Oh.
So like I'm talking like it catches the snow, he flips, hits Logan, they both go down. I witnessed this happen from like a third party, and I'm like, oh shoot! And then I pull up to him and I'm like, are you guys okay? And then Logan was like I just saw George take my soul. Because like they literally made eye contact as they're falling, like literally tumbling over each other.
It's a Spider-Man and Gwen Stacy moment.
Yeah,
right
and then
there.
dude, the Airbnb. The Airbnb was like, it was nice, but it was a little dingy.
Yeah.
But like it was like, of course it was like $100 a night, so of course it was gonna be a little dinge.
You know what we've got to do? Speaking of Airbnbs, it's only like $30-$40 a night to rent a whole house on Patmos on Airbnb.
Patmos.
Yeah.
The island of Patmos.
Yeah. You don't remember Brother Erickson's sermon on that, where he's talking about how it's like a paradise retreat island now, because like so many Christians go there? Yeah, you can rent like a whole villa for like $45 a person.
Yeah, plus the $2,000 plane ticket to get there.
Nah, man, we getting to Greece in a paddle boat.
Forget that. I'm going to Iceland.
To Greece in a paddle boat. Yeah. Anyway, so like the Airbnb, dude, like listen, you can only imagine like what kind of crap happens when you get 5 dudes in a house, in an entire house that doesn't belong to them, and we don't care.
Oh no.
How much it gets disgraced. So, dude, and one of the funniest things that happened, there were 2 bathrooms, there were 2 toilets, there was 1 shower, and 1, 80-gallon jacuzzi bathtub.
Nice.
Right? It's North Carolina in the middle of, at the end of December, so it's freezing outside, and we get off the slopes the first night, and Keaton's like, oh, I can't wait to take a nice warm shower, get in my pajamas, and then we can all, play some video games or watch a movie, right? Keaton gets in the shower. At the same time that Keaton gets in the shower, Logan draws a bath in that 80-gallon bathtub. So I think you can imagine what happens. The bathtub sucks up all of the hot water, forcing Keaton to take a cold and ice-cold shower.
After the slopes.
After the slopes, ice-cold shower. So Keaton comes out, towel wrapped around his waist. He's pissed. He walks out, he was like... Because he thought that it was just the Airbnb. He was like, this Airbnb sucks. He's like, I just took one of the coldest... He's like, I'm chill daddy right now. I just took one of the coldest showers of my entire life. And then from around... The way that the Airbnb was set up is if you were sitting on the living room couch and the door was open, you could see into the bathroom where the bathtub was. And then there was a bedroom behind the couch, and then a hallway that went to more bedrooms in the kitchen to the right. So I'm sitting on the couch. I'm looking at Logan in the bathtub, and he's just like pissing himself laughing.
Just steam coming up around him as he laughs.
Yeah, I'm sitting on the bathroom. I'm sitting on the living room couch. Keaton walks, and I can see both of them at the same time. Like, I can see Keaton walk out of the bathroom in the hallway, and I can see Logan in the tub. Like, I can make eye contact with him in the tub because he left the door open. Because there's like a sliding door.
It's a whole different level of uncomfortable that we did just breezed past, but continue.
Oh, it gets worse. So he's coming out. He's like belly achy. He's like, oh, I took the coldest shower of my freaking life. I look over. Logan's like literally dying laughing. Steam coming up around him. Keaton rounds the corner and sees him in the tub and starts goes into the bathroom and starts beating the crap out of him while he's in the tub. He's like, are you freaking kidding me? He's like, you drew an 80-gallon bath while I'm trying to take a shower, you freaking... It's just like, and there's like soap suds all around him and water's going everywhere. Dude, it was one of the funniest things I've ever gotten to witness because Logan's like in the bathtub, he's butt naked.
He's getting the crap beat out of him.
And then Keaton comes in and starts like choking him.
Oh my God.
And I'm sitting in the like it was just like a funny setup because I'm literally in the living room watching TV on this wall, and then the door to the bathroom is right below the TV. Yeah. So I'm watching TV. Like I think I was watching like X-Files. I'm watching X-Files, like, and then down to the left, I'm watching Keaton strangle.
The X-Files and the X Games at the same time.
Dude, it was a wild. And then Christian wore like this like nightgown, like every time that I've got a picture of it because it was so funny.
Describe it for us though, for those
so you know, like Ebenezer Scrooge type nightgown with the
purple velvet.
It was blue with the hat. So it's like this horrible. Hang on, let me see.
That's amazing.
No, okay. Let's go down. Here it is. See, this is what Christian would wear.
Does he have a nightcap on too?
Yeah. This is what he would wear. Dalton, you're not even sticking looking. Then, and then like he's in there. And also, the Airbnb didn't have pots. Like it had like plates and spoons and stuff like that, but it didn't have pots. So in this video, Christian is in his nightgown and nightcap cooking ramen noodles in a tea kettle.
This is such a different level of chaos.
Listen, that's why I love these trips. And then Logan just starts getting undressing in the kitchen. I'm sitting on the living room couch, by the way. So like, and he just starts.
Well, what else do you do when you see a tea kettle full of ramen?
It's very true. It's very true.
It's like, oh, time to give my birthday soup for my birthday soup.
Keenan, was it really that bad?
This is a little video of him like freaking out after the shower.
Oh god.
He's like, dude, it's bad.
That's funny. Oh god.
That was one of the funniest little trips of my it was one of the most fun trips of my entire life. This is all us on the top of the slopes, like right before we left. All of these
that's Blue Square.
Yeah, if you guys want to, I'll post all those pictures and like on the Instagram. All of the ones that are rated.
To blur out that shirtless one.
Yeah. All the ones that are rated.
And the one choking.
No, I'll just post a picture of us at the top of the slopes on the Instagram if you guys are interested in seeing that.
You can find our videos on OnlyFans.
But yeah,
_ dumping podcast.
So, how much money do you think I can get for selling pictures of my feet?
Depends. Are they cute? Can we paint them pink and shave them?
You could.
Stop.
I'll get the nail polish.
But like literally, it was like one of the best trips of my life. And I've got a video. I'll show you guys after the podcast if I remember. But I've got a video. So it's like midnight. We had just gotten off the slopes. We're all like trying to get back in the car. It's like heavy snowing, like from the sky, not like the stuff that they're blowing on the mountain, like real snow is coming down. It's caking up onto because like we're in the mountains of North Carolina in the middle of winter, so there's tons of snow coming down. We're in a freaking front wheel drive Chevy Tahoe. Like driving that sucker around was a nightmare because like I was the designated driver. Not that we were all drunk, but like everyone was just like, well, Eric knows where everything is, so he's gonna drive, and I was like, oh, that's fine. Like I don't really care. So I'm talking like we were drifting this thing, like unintentionally. And George Russell in the back of the Tahoe, he had it queued up on points. Every single time that the Tahoe would lose traction and we would slide a little bit, he would immediately play Tokyo Drift, blasting it. So like I'm over here like legit trying to make sure that everyone in this car stays alive until we get back to the Airbnb. We start sliding. Doom, 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 just blasting, and I'm just like, "Would you shut that off? I'm trying to
I would laugh
concentrate."
so hard everyone would die if that was me driving.
See, I would be doing it on purpose.
Yeah, and then on the way up, we were listening to Ya Ya Ding Dong like every other song from Eurovision. Like literally every other song, it was like Ya Ya Ding Dong.
It's so dumb.
But
Oh, God.
see, that right there, that story, that's the kind of stuff that I live for. I live for making stories.
Okay, so I've got a similar trip story.
Once upon a time.
And then I have a funny idea to share for something that could potentially be on our next trip if we all go sledding or something.
Yeah.
But okay, so
sledding.
Or skiing, whatever.
We're going up to Ober.
Snowboarding, skiing, sledding. They're all the same word but different. Anyway, so we go, whatever those retreats are in Gatlinburg that everybody would go to. You know, there's like 2 nights at the church with though. Like
Yeah.
We go to one of those.
Are you talking about like old school youth retreat?
Yes. So we go to one of those, and we're all hitting each other with like the wet towels, like me and Avery and John, just hitting each other. Everybody's getting ticked because I'm taking it too far because I'm an idiot. And I had the bright idea before service to put mine in the freezer of like the little refrigerator unit.
Oh my god.
It was a hand towel, so it was like the perfect like balance of like length and size, like so you can whip it fast, but you can also like get them good because it's like that hand towel. Like,
Yeah.
I got it all wet, stuck it in there, stretched it out real tight and twisted. We come back from church. I remember, I was like, oh, wait. I go get it out of the freezer. Avery's like, what are you getting? What did you put in there? And I just come out with this massive frozen icicle. I grab the tip of it, look at him. He goes, don't you dare. I whipped it against the wall. I kid you not. It was the loudest crack I've ever heard. Chunks of ice are flying everywhere. He just starts running. I immediately bolt after him. We are running through the hall of this hotel, just full on booking it. And like we went through like several halls, through several different lobbies. We finally get to the main lobby. We're still running. I see a security guard. I yell, "That man took my wallet!" 2 security guards come out from the desk, start booking it after him. I just stopped running. I just let him go. I went back to the room. About 5-10 minutes later, we were, guys, let me in, guys, let me in. We let him in. They ran past, still looking for him.
Oh my god.
He ran a whole loop around the whole hotel and back to our room with security guards chasing him.
That man took my wallet, and then you just leave him to die.
By the time we realized what was happening and the guards were chasing him, not me, it was too late to stop. Like, they're going to tackle him at this point. He's
Yeah.
resisting. He was so mad.
Dude, I would have been pissed too. I don't blame him. I would have been ticked.
It's one of my proudest moments. It's like the best prank I've ever done.
God, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a good one. You got any prank stories, Dalton? You've been pretty quiet.
Yeah, I just been listening.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You got any
a good one?
You got any
Oh.
good prank stories?
So, in Boy Scouts, we call it snipe hunting.
Snipe hunting.
So, it's a
Pretty
real
sexy.
bird. It's like, yeah, it's all, you can look it up. Just look up snipe and SNIPE, just like it sounds.
Snipe.
And
Probably
but
not
we
know the word
we
bird.
call snipe hunting, and the goal was to get like either the newest person in the troop to go out in the woods, like no flashlight. We told them snipes can see light. They come out in the dark, and you can't use a gun because they know what it is and they'll run away. So the goal was to get them with your hand, so you save most of the meat. And one of us had a ghillie suit. We had a
Nice.
ghillie suit for the troop that we would hide, so even the newest person, if they saw it, didn't know what it was. So we literally, one person volunteered getting the ghillie suit. It was
Was it you?
oh, I got in a few times because I
Was it
loved
you?
just doing it.
Was it me?
Was it you?
Oh, sorry. Continue.
Was it me?
It wasn't me.
Oh my god. I didn't even know that's what we were talking about until just now.
But
Great.
anyways, And there was this new kid we called Lil Steven. He was annoying. Like brand new, 13 years old. I think I was like 16 or 17 at the time. I get in the ghillie suit. It's about autumn. The leaves are falling really thick. Wow, my mic's getting really loud.
Sorry, I'm playing around trying to get it balanced. Go ahead.
But then, well, I go out in the woods first in the ghillie suit. Perfect. I found a leaf pile. So I kind of climb underneath it, and it's right by a trail. And how we set it up is we would get 2 sticks and stand them up near the trail so the other people know where you're at. You're in the area. So I'm laying under this pile of leaves in this ghillie suit. Does he not run and stop right in front of me, facing the opposite way?
Oh,
I was like,
perfect.
This is perfect. So I and it's a pretty thick. It's like someone piled the leaves up. So I slowly get on my hands and knees, grab his ankles. He screams, and I just drag him under the leaf pile. He is screaming.
At that point,
I am holding my breath because I am dying laughing.
Yeah.
But he's screaming like a little girl and like fighting. And I just keep dragging him through the woods.
Was there other people seeing this?
Oh, yeah, they were
they just
dying.
see this boy disappear.
Yeah, because you just see me like slowly get up and then just see like Josh, one of my friends, he said, I did not see you. I just saw him face plant and then get drugged.
Literally, so in their eyes, that dude literally just died of it. Like, like a demon.
Like, it was a horror movie.
A demon
basically.
just grabbed his ankles and drug him to hell.
I mean, I was covered, and this was like a thick ghillie suit. You've seen my ghillie suit.
Yeah, it's like
It's
green.
thin. Yeah, that's the summer one. We had a wooden one, like thick. You can't see anything. So I just grab him and just start dragging. I probably dragged him about 10 feet and then let him go. And he starts taking off running, just screaming. And then so I run back, and there was another dude. So I think this night we broke up into 2 groups.
Mm-hmm.
And the other kid, he was like looking, and they put him up front. And I went to the second spot, and I was just on a tree, like just sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
He brought a flashlight, so he kind of ruined it. But he turned, and I'm just standing at a tree, just still as can be, trying to look like I'm growing on the tree.
Yeah.
And I just stand there, and he passes me. He didn't see me at first, and so I just wait to see what he did. Passed me again, and turned around. He's like, guys, I don't see anything. And at that point, I was like, I'm not going to, like, get in a better place.
Right.
So right when he turns, I just rush him. Like, full-on speed tackle.
Nice.
And he hits me with the flashlight in the head.
Oh.
It like, hurt, but not too bad.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
Lights out.
I just full-on... I just full-on tackle this kid. Like, ghillie suit and everything, and I just tackle him and then take off running. He's like, guys, something got a hold of me.
Guys,
screaming.
help.
And the other dude, little Steven, he is literally crying at this point because he thought something
Literally
was...
crying?
Literally.
Like, actually, like, full on tears.
Actually
like,
crying.
Dang.
And so I ran back to the campsite, took the ghillie suit off, got in my regular clothes, put it in the trunk, and then I was just sitting by the fire, eating a meal or something. He came back crying. Like, they're like,
yeah, I would have been
you're
too.
Fine.
Jesus.
You're fine. And he's like pouring tears.
Jeez.
It was hilarious.
You just broke that man's spirit.
They thought the
Yeah,
snipers were fighting
he
back.
didn't come back like 2 weeks later to the troop.
Oh. So what was the kid that you grabbed and pulled? What was his name?
We call him Little Steven. His
Little
name was
Steven.
Steven. We had another Steven, so we called him Little Steven.
So yeah, so the little boy that was crying runs back to the camp, and he's like, the snipes, they came. They grabbed little Steven. They didn't want to shoot him. They saved his meat. They just grabbed him and held
No,
him.
but that was the best one. Like, the rest of them is
Poor
kind of
little
like
Steven.
you just walk up behind them and put your hand on their shoulder and
Yeah.
they scream. They're like, oh. But no,
I had the
him,
same
I
reaction with
just, because he...
There it is. There it is. God. So, listen, like one of my favorite seasons is Halloween. It's because like I love if someone like I'm numb to my core, so if someone can scare me, I get like it's a lot of fun for me if someone can actually like legit scare me. Because Dalton got me good the other day.
Yeah, I thought he saw me, and so I was just like, I looked at his sister. This is the day we was doing the podcast. Oh,
yeah, right before you showed up.
Yeah, and she was sitting there, and I was like, watch this. And I just literally stand against the wall, and I saw him coming. I thought he saw me, so I was just like, ah!
I think I was
He
singing.
actually screamed.
Yeah, like a little girl, because like I was already in like the falsetto voice, like really high, because I was
He was singing in his room.
because I was singing the song from Titanic, like "You're here this night," and I was like really high up, and then when I walk out of my room, I was already in that like really high voice, and then he goes, "Mwah!" and I was like, "Ah!"
That's wonderful.
But one of the greatest moments of my entire life, Camp Good Spirit 2018. I was too old to go as a camper, but I went as what they called floaters. Like we had walkie-talkies and all that. We would float around the campsite wherever they needed help.
Oh, so it was flooding.
So any other time, like if we weren't like if they didn't call us and if they didn't like need help with anything, we would be just like, you know, hanging around, goofing off at the campsite, running around on the golf carts, on the four-wheelers and stuff like that.
Nice.
And every year back at camp, I miss Camp Good Spirit so much. Every year on the last night, or I think it was the last night or the night before the last night of Camp Good Spirit, they would have a haunted house hosted by like all of like the counselors and the helpers and stuff like that. And that year I got to participate in it. So it almost didn't happen because we were like, all of the cabins are being used, so we don't really have anywhere to like set up the haunted house. Okay. And then someone was like, the basement underneath the chapel. And they were like, there's like none of us knew that there was a basement. So we were like, there's a basement in the chapel, and they were like, yeah. It was like, so we're like, okay, let's go check it out. We go down to the basement of this chapel. It is like a 200-foot long hallway. Yeah. With rooms on either side of the hallway.
Okay.
Perfect. Because it already had like a set line of where people needed to go.
So did you get like The Shining, the movie The Shining reference, like the hallway with all the doors?
No.
You know how you know it wasn't like, a Catholic chapel?
How?
You would open that basement door, little boys would have came running out. You'd be like, I thought the kids came later.
That's horrible. But
sorry,
yeah.
Continue.
Anyway. So, and the way that we did it was like we offset the room. So like every room had an adjacent room on the other side of the hallway. So we would offset them. So like it was this room, like kind of like a diagonal. Like they would walk in a diagonal line to go to all of the rooms, right? The room that I was in was the first room, all right? And it was so terrifying that they told us to dial it back because they weren't like no one else was making it through the rest of the house because they were getting so scared in the first room that they wouldn't go through the rest. So what we did is this empty room in a basement like with just a bunch of chairs. So we like throw the chairs everywhere, like we stack up a big pile of chairs in the middle.
Oh God.
And the plan was like, and like the door opens this way. The plan was to like to get people to like walk around the chairs in the center and then go back out the room, right?
Yeah.
But how we did it was there were 3 people in that room. It was me, James. No, there were 4 people. It was me, James Lynn, George Russell, and Logan Hendrickson. Right? We're the 4 people in this room. On the back wall, there was a cabinet. I was inside of the cabinet with like a ghillie suit on and like this, like just like a ghoul mask, like just very like standard Halloween mask that you get from like Walmart. George, I don't remember what he was wearing, but like George was like underneath some of the chairs and he would like crawl out and like mess with people's ankles. James would like pop up from like the middle of the chairs and like start scaring people. But Logan had the best job. I don't even remember what Logan was wearing. I just remember what he did. So the reason that no one would ever make it through our room is because we had like a strobe light in the back to where it made it hard to see because it was like pitch black strobe light and I had like creepy music playing in the back. They walk in and James could see the door from where he was. So he would wait until he saw everyone from like that group get into the room, and then
Yeah.
he would knock on the wall 3 times. After James knocked on the wall 3 times, Logan would drop kick the door closed.
Oh my god.
So, and they're like these big, thick wooden doors with metal door frames. So when that sucker slams, it's the ever heard your entire life. Logan would drop kick that thing closed, and as soon as that door closed, that was our cue. All of us would bum rush at the same time.
Oh my god.
All of us would come out of our hiding spots. People would literally were like pole vaulting over chairs to get away from us. And then when the door would open again, because like Logan would after they would scared for a little bit, Logan would open the door.
Yeah.
When Logan would open the door, these people would book it out, and then
So
just
you're
go.
waiting to be the next one, and you just see people run.
And you just imagine you're in line. You're the next
Yeah.
group that's supposed to go. Just bolt out after being in there for 30 seconds.
That's amazing.
And then literally after a while that all of the other people were like, dude, it was you guys got to dial it back a little bit. You're scaring them so much they're not even making it through the rest of the stinking house.
Should have put you at the end.
Yeah, literally they should have. Our room was so dope, but listen, the looks of terror on those people's face.
Priceless.
It was so priceless. I saw Lily Holloway jump 4 feet in the air and grab onto my dad's neck and pretty much almost choked him out. She was holding on for dear life. Funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
That's amazing.
It was the greatest experience of my life was scaring the crap out of some little kids.
It's nice.
You got any
I got
before we wrap this up, you got anything?
It's a little more mild, but I got a story about scaring some kids.
Go for it.
All right, so I used to have this. I bought it for Halloween one year, and it was one of those latex Batman masks, so the really realistic looking one, and it had the big yellow crest and everything.
Ooh.
Just kind of a goofy Batman mask, the old style, Michael Keaton one with the it just cut off before the nipples. Anyway, so
Nice.
I put the mask on because my nephew, he's 3. He thinks Batman's the coolest thing. We've heard a kid scream like that in my life. Lillian, my 3-year-old niece, sees it, and she's just screaming and bawling and trying to climb up people to get away. And then I took the mask off because I feel terrible. I'm like, oh my god, no, sweetheart, look, it's just Uncle Andrew. And she gave me the look of the most hurt,
Betrayal.
betrayed, just despised, just conflicted.
She just wished you to
look.
just fall over.
Yes. I've never seen that much hatred and betrayal in a look ever in my life. And
Jeez. Thank you for tuning in to the No Doping Podcast, where we scare children
Yes.
to get pleasure.
Stinking name. Fear Factor.
Now that's a good show. Guys, thank you for tuning in. If you want to see more content, you can subscribe to our Patreon. The lowest tier is only $5. That gives you access to, behind the scenes footage. Whenever we get to the point where we're gonna have pre-shows and stuff like that. Coming soon. Stay tuned for the No Dumping Gaming section of the channel. And depending on how it goes tonight, some D&D recorded one-shots that I'm sure some of you would enjoy listening to.
Dumps and Dragons.
Yeah, I mean the name's not solidified, but
It's not there. It's not set.
Just
in
like the
stone.
Dragon Dump
but
is not yet solidified.
dumping and dragons. So guys, stay tuned. You can follow us on our Instagram page at no_dumping_, our TikTok account at no dumping.
Outro remarks?
Yeah, what do you got?
You go first. We'll go around. Say something quick. Just go.
It's anything to declare? And he's like, I hate you.
What you got, Dalton?
Don't make Asian people happy while they're driving.
All right.
Yeah. Because the more happy they get, the less they see.
Terrifying. And Andrew.
My outro remark will be 2 dudes chilling in a hot tub 10 feet apart because they're not gay.
Thanks, straight. It's been real. It's been fun. Thank you for tuning in to the No Dumping Podcast. We will catch you guys next time. Very good, boys.
That was fun.
Oh, I didn't get to...